we also mentioned the attached pronouns. We gave the entire list for those pronouns. Okay? So just off, so when we look at them, we know we have huwa. The first 6 pronouns we gave was huwa, hiya, anta, anti, ana, nahnu. Right? That's really just the singular, with the exception of nahnu, which of course is the plural. So to complete this these pronouns, we included the duals as well as the plurals, and that'll bring our total to 12. There are 12 pronouns. Okay, there are 12 pronouns. Okay, for third and second person, 5 each, and then of course first person, there's only 2, ana and nahnu, for the unattached pronoun. So if we look at the third person, okay, again, third person is in the voice of someone who's not present. So that can only be if we think about, right? Think about it. Okay? He, she. I'm deliberately doing it in English. So we have he, she. Right? They're not present. We want to talk about, let's say, someone named Ahmed. So he, the pronoun to take his place. Someone named Maryam. The pronoun she will take her place. Right? So now, let's say we want to talk about Ahmed and Bilal. What English, what pronoun would I say if I said he and she? Them. Right? We want to talk about Aisha and Maryam. What pronoun? Them. Okay? So in Arabic, the pronouns are gender and number specific for third person. Gender and number specific. So if we have he, she, them, in our minds, we know we're talking about dual in terms of a list, because we do everything in order. Singular, masculine, feminine, then dual. And for the dual in Arabic, it's not gender specific now. For them, it's any combination of 2. And now I'm going to go to the plural. So let's say we want to talk about Bilal, Ahmed, and Zayd. What pronoun will we say in English? Them. Again, same pronoun again. So you see there's no difference. What about Aisha, Maryam, and Fatima? Them. Same thing again, you see. So in English, we only have 3 words. He, she, and them. Everybody with me? That's it in English for third person. He, she, and them. In Arabic, we have 5. Now we're specific. So when we say he, English, they're compatible. Gender and number specific. He. She, gender, number specific. But when we come to them, that's where the separation between Arabic and English takes place now. Them, we don't know unless we qualify by saying them too. All of them. And we still don't know if it's masculine or feminine with regards to the plural. But in Arabic, you know. So those pronouns in Arabic would be huwa, right? We definitely know huwa. Hiya. And now we're going to go to them. Dual. Huma. That pronoun is huma. So if we have huwa, right? We all know huwa. Then we're going to go to hiya. And we all know hiya. So the new pronoun, although we take this a couple of weeks ago, so the new pronoun for us is huma. That's our new pronoun now. Huma. Huma is a combination of huwa and hiya. Whether it's huwa plus huwa or hiya plus hiya or any combination of 2. That's huma. Right? Right with me? Mm-hmm. English, he, she, them. Okay? Now we're going to go to our plural, because this singular, now dual. The plural now, in English, is still the word them. But in Arabic, it's specific. So we want to say the pronoun now is whom. Whom. What's whom? Whom is three or more. Three or more. And it's gender specific. It's not for here. It's gender specific. So whom, right, is a plural. In Arabic, a plural refers to anything, three or more entities. Okay, so we have he, she, them. Okay? Okay, all right. And then we have finally another pronoun, right, which would be three or more for here. Right? And then that pronoun would be hunna. Okay? So those are the three new pronouns that we took. The dual and the plural, right? So huwa, hiya, huma, hum, hunna. Right? That's third person. Okay? All right? So we'll say, and we're going to also hopefully get the Arabic terminology for third person and second person. But for right now, we're going to just say this here, third person. Okay? Right? Third person. Okay? So we're going to move over now to second person. Again, in second person, what's the concept between second person? Second person is the audience. The one you're speaking to. The one listening. This is second person. Okay? So, in English, we only have one word. You. Right? And so we already know we have anta and anti. So those two are finished. Right? Right? So those two are finished. So for second person, let's start here. Second person. Right? We already know we have the pronouns. We have anta. Right? And we have anti. Okay? So that's our singular. Okay? So again, we still want, now we want to do our duals, and then we go to our plurals, but it's the same concept. Think about what we're saying. So English, this is where the separation comes in, because it's not, in English, it's not gender nor is it number specific like in Arabic. So if we say you, in English, you could refer to a man or a woman. Right? You could also, in English, mean two people. It could also mean three or more. Right? Whether masculine or feminine. So that's why I said it's not, in English, the word you is not gender, nor is it number specific. But in Arabic, it's specific. So when we say anta, we're talking about one person. Anti, one person. So how do we say you in quotations? Two. And we want to make reference to two people. So that pronoun, if we have anta, that pronoun becomes antume. Antume is the pronoun. Okay? Okay? So we have anta, anti, antume. In English, there's only one word to use, you. But as a student, we know antume is making reference to who? Two people, dual. It's a dual. And it doesn't matter what combination of gender. Okay, as long as it's a dual. Okay? Okay? Okay, so after anta, anti, antume, right? Singular, dual. Now we're going to go to our plural. Okay, again, in English, there's only one word, you. But in Arabic, the plural, right, for anta is antum. Antum. Okay? English, again, it's just one word. You for all of them so far. So we have anta, anti, antume, which is the dual. Antum is the plural. Okay? And then, to round that out, the feminine, right, we would say antunna. Antunna. Okay? Okay. 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 Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So again, remember we just had the top two. Huwa, hiya, anta, anti. Okay. So these are new. These are new. Okay. But again, if you understand the concept, I mean, it's not a problem. We need to add these here so that way we can hopefully, start understanding a little bit more text now. Okay. And then that's it. In English, there's only one word we use for this. You. And don't develop the bad habit of when it's time to translate or you understanding unto you masculine singular. We don't do things like that there. Unto, unto means you. Anti means you. Antuman means you. Antum means you. Antuna means you. If you want to know the details, learn Arabic. Learn Arabic. Then you will know what the reference may mean to, All right? Okay? All right, now we move into first person. What's the meaning of first person? First person?
It's you.
First person?
Person speaking.
Person speaking, right? The speaker himself or herself. Okay? And so in Arabic, there are only two pronouns. Okay? Because we mentioned there are 10 altogether. 12, right? 5 for third person, 5 for second person, and first person, there are only 2. And we already had those already. And those pronouns are ana, right? And nahnu.
So, is it that, so the third person is the one being spoken of?
No.
No, not there. Not present.
They're not present.
Like them.
Oh, okay. It's a person not present. The second
Right.
person is the one
Yeah,
being
remember, and
spoken
kids,
to.
well, you from New York. I know you did that. This is the ABC conversation. Finish it.
It's not to see your way out.
It's
a conversation to see your way out. This is rude.
First, second, and third person. I never realized that's exactly what that is.
That's all that is, yeah. This is the ABC, this is the AB conversation, right?
First and second person.
Right.
You're a third person. You're not an it.
Okay? Now you're saying that's third person, right? They're not in the
If they
conversation.
had explained it like that in school, we would have got it. Right off the bat, we would have got it. I got you. I got that.
They ain't do that, right? They made it all technical.
They made it all technical. Where we like, who's the first person again?
Really?
The first person I talk to? Is that the first person? Who am I? I'm the third person.
Okay? Everybody good?
Yes.
So we already have these pronouns, right? This is the full chart for the unattached personal pronouns. Okay? 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 We need to learn them. Okay? So we have huwa, hiya, huma, hum, hunna, anta, anti, antuma, antum, antunna, ana, nahnu. Okay? All right? Okay? The unattached personal pronouns. Okay? We're going to move right on and go right into the attached personal pronouns. Before we go there, these pronouns are not subject to i'rab. Okay? We can't change the pronouns. They are what they are. It's always going to be huwa. Right? That fatha doesn't mean that it's mansub. Hiya. It's always hiya. Doesn't mean that fatha doesn't mean it's mansub. Huma. Hum. Hum. That sukoon doesn't mean that it's majzum. Pronouns are not subject to i'rab. They're the opposite. They're mabni. So huwa is a pronoun mabni ala fatha. Okay? Right? So pronouns are mabni. However, they are used, these personal pronouns are primarily used, right, in the case of rough. although they're not subject to i'rab. Meaning why? Because they take the place of a noun. And the noun that they more than likely taking the place of is the mubtada. And the mubtada by default is what? Rough, marfu. So that's why the pronoun is that.
Get that.
Everybody understand that? Although the pronouns themselves are not subject to i'rab. Right? So in other words, if we say something like,
Can you say that one more time? Make sure I got
if we
that.
say huwa,
Oh,
right? Rasulullah sallallahu
wow.
alayhi wasallam. Right? If we say, right? Huwa is taking the place of a noun. What noun is it taking the place of? Muhammad. Right? So let's put this in quotations for a moment. So we're really saying this here. Muhammadun. Right? Muhammadun. So now let's do the i'rab. Let's analyze it. So what will we say grammatically Muhammad is? Mubtada. In the case, the i'rab is marfu with dhamma. Why? Because the mubtada is marfu. Rasul is what? Before that, mubtada needs what? Cover. Right? Mubtada needs a cover. That's the right. So Rasul is the cover, and it's also marfu. In addition to being the cover, how else is it being used grammatically in terms of what we have here? That's is what
pronoun.
It's mudaf, right? And now it's Allah. Ismul Jalal is what? Mudaf, and look at the case ending. I'rab is majroor because, right? So Muhammadun Rasulullah. So that's why we can then say Huwa Rasulullah. Huwa is taking the place of. It's a pronoun taking the place of Muhammad. Although Huwa is not subject to i'rab, it's used in the sense because it's taking the place of something that is, in the case of that's marfu. Although this itself, the pronoun itself isn't marfu, because the pronouns are not subject to i'rab. Okay, it's just being used as such. Okay, right. So these pronouns, the unattached pronouns, are primarily used in the case of rough. Okay, and we know we can also have a pronoun that can be used with nasb or jar, but it's not these. In other words, you can't, why, and we hopefully we get into that today, that's where our attached pronouns come into play at. These pronouns are unattached. So once it's used, you know it's really being used as the mubtada. That's what it's really being used as the mubtada. It's taking the place of it. Right? Right? It's taking the place of it. Okay? All right? So we have the pronouns. Huwa, hiya, huma, hum, hunna. Anta, anti, antum, antuma, antum, antunna, ana, nahnu. We have the meanings. So he, she, them. Right? You. I, we. Make a note about this here. For first person, okay, they're ana is number specific, not gender specific. Because a man or woman can say this. Ana Muslim, ana Muslima. Right? For ana. Everybody understand that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not gender specific, but it is number specific. It's singular only. And then we come to nahnu. Nahnu is, what do you want to say about nahnu? Nahnu could mean dual or can mean plural. Okay? So it's not gender specific, but it's number specific. But it includes the dual as well. So a person can say nahnu musliman, we are Muslims, two. Nahnu muslimun, many. Nahnu muslimat. So it's not specific gender-wise, but number-wise. So nahnu can be used for dual as well as plural. Okay? Right, got it? Right? Okay. So those are the unattached personal pronouns. Okay? All right. I'm going to leave these up, and we're going to go now to the attached pronouns. Attached pronouns, I'm just going to leave these up okay? So the attached pronouns. Attached pronouns are suffix, maybe suffix to a noun, a verb, or some particle. So in other words, an attached pronoun can be attached to any other type of word. And they're used as suffixes, okay? And again, with the exception of the verb, let's put this, when you attach them to a noun, they form an idafa. They form an idafa when you attach them to a noun. Okay? When you attach them to it, you understand idafa? Right? Right. So when you take an attached pronoun and put it at the end of a noun, you form an idafa. Right? His book. In other words, we're saying Bilal's book. We want to replace the pronoun. We want to replace the noun with a pronoun. So we want to take Bilal out and put his in there. So, right? If Bilal's book is an idafa, if you put the pronoun in this place, then you still have, in essence, an idafa. Right? Everybody understand? Yes. Right? That's the logic behind it. Why? Because a pronoun replaces a noun. So if we said Bilal's book, so we all clear that's an idafa. So we're going to replace the noun with a pronoun now. In essence, we still have an idafa there. Everybody, right? Sis? Right? Okay? All right? Mm-hmm. All right. So when we use the attached pronoun with a noun, we form an idafa. Okay? When we attach the pronoun to a verb, right? It's the object of the verb. Again, let me say that again. When the attached pronoun is attached to a verb, it's the object of the verb. It's the maf'ulun bihi. It's the object of the verb. Right. It's the recipient. Okay? And when you attach it to a particle, like let's say if you attach it to a preposition, then it becomes the noun or the object of the preposition. Right? Like fil bait. Fi, bait, right? So bait is majrur because of fi. Bait is the object of the preposition. So if you say fihi, he now, or the pronoun who, is the object of the preposition. Okay? So the attached pronouns can be attached to all word types, be it a noun. If it's attached to a noun, it denotes that it's an idafa. Okay? If it's attached to a verb, it denotes that it's the object of the verb, the maf'ulun bihi. And if it's attached to a particle, and we have different types of particles, so depending on what type of particle is attached to, it tells you what it is. So, and the example we use, if it's attached to a preposition, then it becomes the object of the preposition. Okay? All right? So let's look at those pronouns in totality now. So for third, again, we're going to deal with third person. Now, we already took the pronouns who, ha, ka, ki, yeah, and nah. We took those already. Right? So we're just going to write those that we had already. So we already had who. We had ha for third person. For second person, we had ka and we had ki. Right? Yes. For first person, we had the yeah and we had the nah. Right? Right with me? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay? Right? So let's look at meanings again. So who, third person, this pronoun would mean his. Right? So if we attach it to a noun, right? If we attach the pronoun who to a noun, right? So we get kitab bu hu, right? Excuse me, right? Kitab bu hu, right? Or kitab bu ha. Okay, this is nothing more than an idafa, right? First word, no aleph and lam, and nor does it end in tanween. We can't say kitab boom. Who? Pronouns are not subject to i'rab, so that's why we can't see the kesra. But it's understood now that this pronoun is occupying which position in i'rab? Majrur. Why? Because the noun, if it was the actual noun, the noun would be majrur. Okay? You understand that point? Although the pronoun itself isn't subject to i'rab, right? It's not subject to i'rab, but it's taking the place of something that is. So in essence, then it is also majrur, but not in the true sense, but it's understood to be. But it's just that we can't, we can't say kitabu he, because this vowel doesn't show the i'rab, because pronouns are stationary; they stay the same. Okay, but it can still assume a case ending or i'rab position, a position of i'rab, although it's not subject to i'rab. Okay, so kitabuhu, kitabuha, kitabuka, right? Kitabuki, right? And we come to the yeah. Yeah is a vowel. It's also, in this instance, it's an attached pronoun, right? So look, so you can understand what happens. If we take the word kitab, it already has a vowel on it. Bu. Yeah is also a vowel, but it's being used now as a pronoun. The fact that it's a vowel wins this over. That's a letter can't have two vowels at the same time. That's why we have to remove that vowel, the vowel that it should be marfu, and now we have to say, right, and put the yeah on it, which makes it the kesra now. Kitabi.
Drop it all together.
Right. Why? Because yeah has many functions, and one of the functions that does not leave yeah is that it's a vowel. Like aleph is a vowel, waw is a vowel. These are always vowels. So, because we're going to attach the pronoun, although it's being used now as a pronoun, it's still nonetheless a vowel. And so, we can't say kitabu. Yeah is a vowel. Okay? So that's why it's kitabi now. Okay? All right? All right? So, and then same thing for kitab, with na. Right? Kitabuna. Okay? And we know from our class when we dealt with the idafa, the first member of the idafa is subject to i'rab. Right? Right now is marfu, but this could all very well be mansub. Right? Right now we're saying kitabu. We could also say kitabahu if i'rab dictated that, if grammar dictated that to us. Okay. Right? Because the first word, it can assume any, depending on how it's being used. Right? Everybody got that? Mm-hmm. Right? Don't get in your minds that it has to always be marfu. Right? I mean, I know I used to do a drill when we do reading. We would practice reading it with all three vowels, all three cases. Okay? And then with some other classes I did, I had a little bit more energy. I'm drained now, boy.
Hope it ain't enough.
Okay.
You say anything, right?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So everybody saying, right? Mm-hmm. So right now we read kitabuhu, right? But we could easily make it mansub. Kitabahu. Right? Kitabaha. Kitabana. For kitabi, you can't see it. You have to estimate what is it. In other words, we can't even see that as marfu. For these here, kitabu, kitabuha, we can see that these are marfu. But for kitabi, you can't see that as marfu. You have to estimate based on looking at the text. Okay, what should it be now? Like what should it be? You know, and if everything tells you that it's marfu, then it's marfu. It's estimated. It's you estimate that it's marfu, although you can't see the dhamma on the back. You can't see the case of rough. Or it may be mansub.